Hey guys, Hive Doctor here. So in my last video, we were checking out the anatomy of a summer beehive. So what a colony looks like in the summertime for at least me to have better summer management practices. Ironically, one of you pointed out in a comment that you like my videos, you like my content, but that I was 2 weeks late and I didn't even notice that there was no capped brood in this colony right here that we were checking in that video. And you know what? It's true. I don't know how I missed it, but today we're going to fix it. So thank you guys. Stick around and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so here's the basic rundown before we get into this and start fixing things. We were looking at the anatomy of this colony. We went through each of these 3 medium supers, worked our way down into the deep, and found that they had recent swarm activity. We found some chewed out queen cells. We even found a queen, and we found some eggs that were being laid on the side walls of the cells. Not the sign of a great quality queen. We found no open brood, no eggs, larvae, and didn't really think about it, like I mentioned in the intro, didn't find any capped brood either. So this has been a problem for some time, for at least 3 weeks, because that's how long it took that brood cycle to emerge out, and now we don't have any brood. So what we're going to have to do today is to go through another colony. We're going to take some resources in the form of capped brood, open brood. They've got plenty of food, so I'm not worried about that, not concerned about that part at all. Plus, right now we're at the beginning of a flow. So they get plenty of resources coming in and foragers to go get that. But what we need are young nurse bees to take care of and raise a new queen. So let's get a smoker lit and break into one of these other hives and find some resources that's going to fix this one. So out of all the colonies I've got here, I like the activity at this one. And ideally I'm going to see if we can find some brood down here in this deep. So let's go ahead and pop off this quilting box and their top 2 supers and see what we can find. And what's great is that I don't have to remove any of these frames, but just kind of give a glance in between and see how things are going in there. I see them capping honey. I even see some capped brood. If we don't find any capped brood that I'm looking for, we will probably be able to take it from these medium boxes, but my first preference is to get it from the deep. Oh, that's got some weight to it. That's good. We broke open some drone brood here. Looks pretty clean as far as Varroa is concerned. Let me show you guys what we're looking at. Nice and white. I mean, it sucks that happens. For some reason, they love putting drone brood right in between 2 boxes. I don't see any mites running across that larva. Bees will clean this up and kind of use what's there. Here's a pupa. You can see its eyes have started to purple and start taking on pigment. And there's a drone that was almost pretty much ready to emerge anyways. We did it a little bit early, so there he is. I don't know how early he's emerging, but welcome to the world, boy. Okay, a little bit of smoke. And one more box. And there's definitely a bunch of brood in this one. I'm going to go this way and grab my frame rest. And my goal here is to not just find a nice frame of young open brood for them to start drawing queen cells from, but to take the nurse bees with it. Of course, we want to make sure that we don't take this queen and that we leave her inside of this colony. There's a nice frame, all 3 stages. So I'm doing a quick glance over for the queen. Nice capped brood on this side. I like that pattern. Not seeing the queen, so I'm going to keep it separate and we'll continue looking for the queen and one more frame of a lot of capped brood. That looks good. Looks good. You can see that pattern that she laid in as the brood emerges. Nice calm bees. A few have flown up into my face, but none of them have tried to say Hello. Oh, there's a nice one. That's one I want to take. A lot of capped brood, reinforcements, young bees that'll be nurse bees very soon. So it's these bees that'll be my future nurse bees. And the bees on the open frame of brood, that'll be my current nurse bees. So I like these two frames. I'm going to keep them on my frame rest and continue looking for the queen in this deep just to verify, put my eyes on her. Know that for sure I'm not taking her with me. Looks like we've got a queen cell here actually. Ooh, let's look at that because it's definitely charged. Nicely formed. You can see the modeling, and right there's a good view of the larva inside, floating in a big pool of royal jelly. So what does this mean? It means that this colony is also considering superseding their queen. She's laying fine, but there's something that they think that they need a new one. And I know that because of the placement of that cell on the frame, and there's only one so far. This is something I will keep in this colony instead of take with me, but if I found another one, I would take it and give it to the other colony as a head start on raising a new, better queen. No brood on this frame, mostly open nectar and stored pollen. Incoming pollen. No sign of a queen on this one. We'll look one more, and then I need to put a couple of replacement frames in here. Ideally, those will come from the colony that we need to help, because I got to take two frames out anyways. No queen here. She could be on the inside wall of the box, but I'm not going to put that much effort into it. We're just going to start putting this back together. And if I had to find the queen, I would just look through every frame again. Don't necessarily have to find her. But what I can do is start searching through this box before I put it back on this deep. Now, this box is stacked on top of one more box. It's not the best practice to try to find a queen when you've got a stack of boxes, because she could run down into that other box anytime and then run back up into this one onto a frame I've already checked. But since I've got this deep open and some frames missing, I don't want to put this back on there. And there's not really another surface available right now, so I'm just going to take my time and look through here, not smoke them too heavily so they don't make that queen go on the run. Right here we've got a long crooked queen cell. She's further ahead than that other supersedure cell. Here's a frame of open brood, very young larva, type you would graft from. This would be an excellent frame for the queen to be on since it's actively being laid. And likely the next frame is the same. Nope, that's a solid frame of capped brood. Okay, so we didn't find the queen, so what do we do next? Well, now we go ahead and break down the other colony down to the deep so I can make a place to put these two frames, and then we check these two frames one more time really well to make sure the queen isn't on that. Put that one back together, then we'll bring over the replacement frames and put this one back together. Now, since we're already in this deep, I want to go ahead and see if I can find that queen. She could be in the other boxes, but this is where I'm going to look. We're going to do a quick check, and it does look like her laying has improved. Her brood looks much better than it did when I was in here just a few days ago. Let's see if we can find a a better example than this frame. And yet they're still trying to supersede her. There's a couple of cells here, right there, and they both have eggs in them. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of try to find her, I'm going to trust these girls. We're going to make some space. We're going to give them the resources that we got from the other colony, and then we're going to let them figure it out. All right, I got space right here in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and take these two frames over with me. These are replacement frames. All right, so here's the way we're going to handle this. I have decided, since they've got so much brood in all three of these boxes, I'm going to take one more frame of capped brood as reinforcements for this other colony. So I got to look for this queen because I'm taking the bees with it. There are some nurse bees on this frame, and there's the queen right there. She's a little bit dark, and I think that had something to do with why it was a little difficult to find her at first. All right, so now I know that I can leave her in here, safely take these three frames. I'm going to bring all of my brood in towards the center because the two frames that I took are primarily resource frames, and these other frames don't have much on them. Here's their third replacement frame. I just grabbed it real quick. It's got open brood and pollen on it. Good enough. Now we're going to take these three frames and put them over there. 1, 2, and 3. All right, here's my other two. Here's number 3. Oh, all brood going in the middle. Bee just landed on my ear. Oh, she's telling me a secret. Secret of the bees. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to write this down. Oh, she said don't tell anyone. Well, sorry guys. Wow, this is gonna change the industry of beekeeping. But I can't tell you what it is because she has sworn me to secrecy by the beekeeper's oath. Who knew? Well, she's gone. Wasn't a very long secret, but all right, I went ahead and put that other colony back together while I was over there. Now we're gonna do this one. Okay, and there we have it. We borrowed from another colony, shared its resources with this one. We didn't try to force fate on their queen by finding this one and killing her or snuffing out those other supersedure cells we found. We're just simply going to let this colony figure it out. They know they're not pleased with their current queen, but now they've got the resources to continue making another one from better stock if they want to. Plus they've got reinforcements on the way, so they've got nurse bees that'll be able to take care of that whole process. The other one, we saw that they were superseding their queen. We found her, left her there, which is great because she's a good looking queen, but apparently they don't think so. So that's where we are with that. So we as beekeepers may not always do things perfectly or notice everything that's going on. And though I don't recall the first name of the gentleman who made a comment, I believe his last name was Massengale. So thank you, Mr. Massengale, for that. I appreciate you watching and for your kind comment and the way that you approached me missing some of the obvious stuff that I should have seen. So see you guys in the next video. Hive Doctor out.